UTI relief products. We also make proactive urinary tract health products using science-backed ingredients. Take control of your urinary health.
I'm really grateful for you, Cora.
Finally, there's a better way. Discover the support you've been looking for. Try today at eucora.com.
Snoop joins The Voice, Monday on NBC and Peacock. From your local news authority, local, in-depth, community. You're watching KFDX3 News at 6. KFDX, named TV Station of the Year by the Texas Association of Broadcasters.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Daryl Franklin.
And I'm Carney Porter. A Wichita Falls man who led police on a brief car chase overnight is facing a number of charges.
48-year-old Bernard Sanders is charged with evading arrest, tampering with evidence, and possession of a controlled substance. He was released today on bonds totaling $90,000.
The pursuit began shortly after 12:30 this morning when officers tried to stop a 2016 Chevy Traverse on Nashua Drive for an expired registration sticker. Sergeant Charlie Eiper says the vehicle, driven by Sanders, took off and a chase ensued, lasting less than a minute before Sanders finally stopped.
Eiper says officers thought Sanders had thrown something out, and when they went back and checked the route taken during the chase, they found a plastic baggie on Town and Country Drive that field tested positive for the presence of cocaine, weighing more than 15 grams. Officers say also in the baggie was Sanders' business card.
A teenage robber who was sent to prison, then given a second chance with shock probation, is back in jail for numerous alleged violations, including drug and alcohol use.
Emily Wolf was 17 at the time of the robbery and shooting in 2022. Authorities said that she and two men set up a meeting at a house on Pearl. Right there, they were going to steal phones from the owner of a cell phone resale shop. The victim said one of the men had an assault rifle, and the man jammed the rifle barrel against his head. The victim said that's when he pulled out his concealed weapon and fired it once at the man before running to a house on Collins for help.
One of the suspects was arrested after showing up at the hospital with a gunshot wound. Wolf was arrested at a motel after police appealed to the public for help. She was released on bond, then ended up back behind bars on two separate occasions for violating her bond conditions. She served 6 months in prison and then was released after being granted shock probation.
Her new alleged violations of probation include using cocaine and alcohol, not reporting to the probation office, not finding employment or even enrolling in the employment class, and not working to complete her GED as required. Authorities also say that she never returned the charger for her GPS monitor. The other two robbers are serving right now prison sentences.
Well, a woman and a professor from Midwestern State University are teaming up to bring the first ever suicide awareness walk to Wichita Falls.
As Aaron Gonders shows us, they hope it not only raises awareness for people around this city, but also remembers the life of a loved one.
Back on August 12th, Kim Culler lost someone close to her heart, her brother, Brian Kirk. Now, a month later, Culler is organizing a walk in his memory to raise awareness for the suicides that take place every year and how to prevent them.
I feel like there's still a big stigma with mental health, and my brother and myself are both psychiatric nurses, and I just want the community to be more aware that it affects everybody.
The message Culler wants to spread the most with the walk is that help is available for everyone experiencing depression. There are also steps anyone can take to help someone experiencing depression, like checking in often or just listening.
My brother struggled with depression for many years, many years. But the last few months, I think, were the hardest for him. the counseling, the support is out there, and people need to be aware of it and not be afraid to ask.
Color is pairing with Midwestern State professor Dr. Wendy Helmkamp. It's their hope that the Suicide Awareness Walk on September 28th becomes an annual event, helping inspire others to get the help they need.
There's so much depression and anxiety, and there are so many mental health issues that I'm so excited that we're having this event so we can spread awareness, because this is something that's really close to my heart.
All proceeds from the event will go toward a scholarship in Kirk's name to his alma mater, Midwestern State University. And remember, it's never too late to ask for help. Aaron Gonders, KFDX3 News.
If you or anyone you know is experiencing mental health related distress, please do not hesitate to call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Just call or text 988. Someone will always be there. Okay, let's send it over down to Michael in the Weather Center. And I know you're going to possibly be busy this weekend with some storms on Sunday.
Yeah, we got a front that's going to be arriving here towards the end of the weekend. Could have some scattered showers and storms. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the newscast. Right now, we're watching some activity that's out in the western portions of the Panhandle. No shower activity expected for us here in Texoma. But you see some of the cloud cover, though. It's getting a little bit closer. That cloud cover will start to creep in here, likely after the Friday night football games. So really shouldn't have much of an impact overall on the games. Not that really cloud cover really has that much of an impact in the first place. 100 degrees the current temperature in Wichita Falls, 95 for Dallas-Fort Worth, 98 up in Oklahoma City, as well as 98 down in Austin. And lucky us, we are the hot spot across the region. Our dew point still sits at 62, so it's a little bit humid out there. Brings our heat index up to a feels-like temperature of 102. Hey, we're not the hottest there, though. Thank you, Little Rock. You feel like 103 at the moment out there in Arkansas. We're not the hot spot on the heat index value. All right, looking at the Friday night football forecast here, 97 degrees there at kickoff. South wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cooling down to a lovely 89 by the fourth quarter, but still going to be fairly hot and humid. Expect those heat index values up over 100 in the, or up over 90 still in the fourth quarter, and the wind will loosen up a little bit as well. We'll talk about your full forecast, though, coming up here in a few minutes, Carney.
All right, sounds like a plan, Michael. Thank you. Well, the city of Wichita Falls is offering a piece of real estate through a sealed bid next month. The property is the old Hertz location at 3601 Armstrong Drive near the Wichita Falls Regional Airport. Bids will be opened at 2 o'clock on Monday, October 14th in room 302 inside Big Blue on Scott Street. City officials say bids must be submitted on an official bid form and must be accompanied by a cashier's check for 10% of the total bid and sealed in a specially marked envelope with your signature across the seal. Your bid can be submitted before the opening, but must be submitted to the property management office no later than October 14th at 1:15 that afternoon. This property is appraised at $75,000 and is out of the city limits. To learn more, contact the city's property administration office at 761-8816.
In Henrietta today, something for everyone to enjoy at the annual Clay County Pioneer Reunion. From the parade through downtown, the pep rally, and also the turtle races that happened earlier. So much fun, and now people are gathering at the Tex Rickard Arena for tonight's rodeo. As folks gather tonight, they can expect some top-notch competition too, with cowboys and cowgirls showcasing their skills and events like ranch bronc riding, barrel racing, and a kids calf scramble, among others. Clay County Judge Mike Campbell talks about why the Pioneer Reunion is so important for Clay County.
You know, it's a county-wide project, and the whole county comes together, and I think that's one of the reasons for the success is because it's a county-wide project, and we've got representatives from all over the county. It's important to come together and honor pioneers, honor those that have gone on before you, but it's also important to look forward to the future, too, and teach our children about the history of the county.
For sure. Now, if you couldn't make it to today's events, there's more to enjoy, much more, in fact, tomorrow with another parade, an art show, live music, and also lunch right there on the courthouse lawn. For more information on these events and more, all you have to do is check over at TexomasHomepage.com.
A Byers native is now an internationally acclaimed children's author.
That's right. Natalie McCain spoke with the mom behind There's an Elephant in the Bathroom. So, Natalie, what inspired her to write this children's book?
Well, Daryl, it actually all started when her son heard a strange purr noise, which was actually his father's sneeze. But she turned his fears into first a game, and then finally a book meant as a family keepsake. It all started with a sneeze.
The initial noise was actually Dad blowing his nose, so it made kind of a Peru sound.
Turning her baby boy's fears into fiction, Byers' mom, Effie Davis, self-publishes her first book.
Based off of a game that we played with my son when he was about 8 months old, because he got really scared of a noise that he heard, and I immediately jumped to some improv.
The children's story, There's an Elephant in the Bathroom, follows her now 4-year-old son, Emmett, and their Doberman, Addie, as they try to catch an unruly elephant in their home, all before Dad wakes up.
We need to find this elephant before it wakes up our dad. And the elephant's in the kitchen, and it makes a mess, and it's actually Dad. Dad got up, he made some noises, and in the end, they end up going and having what we call a dude's day.
Davis says she never intended it to gain such success, originally writing it as a memento for her son.
I really wanted it as a keepsake because we have so much fun on different adventures and journeys that we go on. And then to self-publish it, I did that because I wanted to have full say in everything because it was so near and dear to my heart.
Now, though, she's an internationally acclaimed author, winning first place Reader's Favorite Award and beating out over 2,000 other books in the children's mystery category.
Extremely validating. That was an amazing feeling to get that award, receive the medal.
Setting her sights on more books to come. Now Davis's book will be on display in Miami soon, with all proceeds going to St. Jude. She's even working on book 2 in There's a Blank in the Blank series, which she says will begin the finalization process next year. For a closer look at There's an Elephant in the Bathroom, click inside this story on our website.
What a precious story. That is so sweet.
For sure, and to beat out 2,000 other books.
I know.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
I love that. Author Effie.
Author Effie,
Yeah,
yes.
that is so cool. I would wear that with pride.
I know, me too. Well, big congratulations to her. Natalie, thank you so much for that story.
Well, still to come in our hour-long newscast, MJ Baird is live at Memorial Stadium for our Game of the Week.
Then after Michael and his full forecast, why the price of the best part of waking up won't be going down anytime soon.
And a little bit later, Curtis Jackson's going to report on another Idea WF contestant.
And before we head to break, here's a look at what you can expect tonight on News Nation.
Tonight, best-selling author Bill O'Reilly spotlights America's chief executives, ranking the best to the worst.
And I'd go back and slap them.
And Bill's greatest of all time, confronting the president, tonight at 9/8 Central on News Nation.
You're watching KFDX3 News at 6 with Daryl Franklin, Carney Porter, weather with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling, and sports with Tobin McDuff. Closed captioning on KFDX is sponsored by Hamilton Bryan, the low price leader. Covering the night beat of Texoma, KFDX3, your local news authority.
Want a little getaway, but with big fun? Comanche Red River Hotel Casino has got it all. We're just a short drive away where you can eat, stay, and play in a winning way. Up the ante with our great room rates, delicious food, and we offer the newest and hottest games. We've even recently added more of your favorites. So get up and come have winning fun at Comanche Red River Hotel Casino, right off I-44 at Exit 1.
Hey, Devontae.
Let me get a cantina chicken burrito in a bowl.
You have a golf course in your house?
Bro, I got a Taco Bell in my house.
Right.
One, two, three. Let's get back to business. This is your step 2. What to, what not to. How to get bigger, better. Team Snoop, quit playing, man. You are flavorful.
The Voice, new Monday on NBC and Peacock.
Too many doctors treat symptoms, not people. I don't think this man is in a coma. He's in there. If you can hear me, look up. Okay.
Brilliant Minds, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
Weather on KFDX is brought to you by State Farm auto expert Matt Patterson. State Farm, insuring 1 in every 5 cars in the U.S. Now, from KFDX3, Texoma's Weather Authority, with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling.
All right, so we could be seeing quite a different, change in weather come Sunday. We're seeing all this hot, sunny weather, and then it might be severe
The
weather.
weather's changing finally.
Finally.
Oh my gosh!
Maybe. I mean, I don't
a couple
want
of more records.
Yeah, I actually have a job to do now that the weather's changing.
let's not jinx anything. I know the rain is needed, but let's not jinx it.
I'm pretty sold on the rain right now coming in, at least in some spots here as we get into Sunday. Taking a look outside right now on the big blue tower cam. Current temperature outside is 100 degrees. Got a dew point there at 62. Makes it feel more like 102 with a south wind averaging 17 miles per hour. Today's high, 102 degrees. So that was 15 degrees above our average of 87. Still 1 degree shy, though, of our record of 103 degrees that we set back in 1953. Our low this morning, still 12 degrees above average there at 74 degrees. For tomorrow afternoon, we're looking at highs around 100 degrees to the high 90s as we get into the afternoon. 99 there for Duncan, 100 for Lawton, Frederick, and Vernon, 98 for Quanah and Kroll and Wichita Falls and Henrietta, 96 there for Bowie, Jacksboro, and Graham, 98 for Archer City and Seymour, 97 for Knox City and Throckmorton. And as we go into tomorrow afternoon, even though not everyone's going to see triple digits, a lot more spots will feel like 100 degrees as we get into the afternoon with some extra humidity still hanging around as we get into tomorrow afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to Sunday, though, here's our front coming through. You see the big difference in the heat index. No heat index in the western portions of Texoma because once you're below 75, you don't have a heat index anymore. Still a heat index there for Bowie, though, at 4 o'clock at 85. But that's the front coming through. Cooler temperatures, but also the chance for scattered showers and storms that we're going to talk more about in just a moment. Looking at the highs here going forward, still only 90 degrees for Sunday, and then there it is, 80 degrees for the high on Monday. It's still possible that we could stay at 79. I'm hoping we could just for fun, but right now it's still going to be regardless much cooler than it has been lately. Now, it will warm up a little bit towards the end of the week, back up into the high 80s. Could barely see 90, but then we dip back down to the mid 80s as we go into the following week. Here's our look at the satellite radar. It's a lot of sunshine here as we go throughout this evening. Some cloud cover out to the west will eventually roll in here overnight tonight, increasing cloud cover really as we get into the hours closer to midnight and into the overnight hours. The shower activity out to the west will stay well off to the west from us because, like I said, cloud cover will increase. No shower chances, though. We will see some sunshine tomorrow afternoon, but then we go into tomorrow night. More cloud cover rolls in, along with a chance for a couple of showers, primarily in the western counties, especially in and around areas like Jackson and Hardeman County. That's where you have a better chance for a shower as we go into late tomorrow night. Then we look at the Sunday afternoon. More scattered showers and possibly a few thunderstorms in the afternoon hours, with chances continuing as we go into the evening hours. And really, between mid-afternoon to the evening, that's when we have a chance for a few stronger thunderstorms still in the forecast for Sunday. And then we'll leave some chance for some hit-and-miss showers overnight Sunday into early Monday morning. But really, it's that afternoon into the evening hours that we're primarily watching. So for Saturday night, severe weather threats are going to stay well off to the west from us. But we look ahead to Sunday, northwestern half of Texoma, there is a chance for a couple of brief severe storms, a little bit of gusty winds, possibly some hail mixed in too. We'll watch for it here as we go throughout this weekend. So for tonight, 72 degrees, increasing clouds, a south wind there at 10 to 15 miles per hour, 98 for the high tomorrow afternoon, variable cloud cover as we go throughout, hot and humid as well, south winds gusting up over 20 miles per hour at times. Here's the 7-day forecast. The rain chances look fantastic there for Sunday with scattered showers and storms back in the forecast. Then we're back in the 80s for next week with still scattered shower chances for the middle of next week. The news will continue in a couple of minutes.
The MSU Lifelong Learning Center has exciting news. We have officially moved to our brand new home at the Wichita Falls Museum of Art at MSU, Texas. More space, easier parking, and a fall schedule you will love. Find out more information by going to our website.
When Laura vowed to love me in sickness and in health, she wasn't thinking about cancer. But here we are. I'm just grateful my team of experts at Texas Oncology is close by, fighting for me, so I can still start my mornings right here. Hey, I need all of this treatment I can get. I'll see y'all tonight.
Shed and the Munns family are proud members of the Clay County community. Our pecans are grown just north of Henrietta in the rich soil of Charlie, Texas. Our Henrietta store location provides thousands of visitors with the best stop of their trip, offering fresh pecans, yummy treats, gasoline, and goodwill. We salute all our pioneers. We hope each of you stop by during Pioneer Reunion for a snack or just to say hi.
It's been said the pecan shed is nuts about quality.
At the YMCA, you'll find a place where you belong, with a trained, diverse, and caring team dedicated to you and a family of members who will encourage you every step of the way. At the Y, you can find your passion, find family fun, and find your happy place, all while supporting your community. Enjoy our free fitness classes while your kids are cared for in Child Watch, and enjoy member discounts on programs like gymnastics, swim lessons, sports, and more. Come join the Y family and find out more at ymcawf.org.
The MSU Lifelong Learning Center has exciting news. We have officially moved to our brand new home at the Wichita Falls Museum of Art at MSU, Texas. More space, easier parking, and a fall schedule you will love. Find out more information by going to our website.
You're watching KFDX3 News.
Enjoy your coffee and prepare your wallet.
The world's largest and second largest coffee producers are having trouble with their crops. Jerry Willis has this story from New York.
The bean that makes the type of coffee popular in U.S. drinks may soon be in short supply. Take a look at the damage to coffee crops in Brazil, the world's largest coffee producer. Wildfires there have ravaged the fields.
I lost around 8,000 to 10,000 coffee trees.
An ongoing drought in Brazil isn't helping matters either. The hot, dry weather can stop flowers from blooming. It can also contribute to lower quality beans. At the same time, in Vietnam, the world's second biggest coffee producer is also experiencing heat and drought. According to a report released by a Brazilian agribusiness school, potential supply shortages in both countries are starting to drive up global coffee prices.
As the market tends to anticipate these movements, we've already seen the price of Arabica coffee in New York and Robusta in Europe trading at higher levels.
All this as grocery bills remain high. Grocery prices and housing costs are on voters' minds this election season, and it's a hot-button issue on the campaign trail.
So that's why I'm taking on, for example, price gouging. Which is when, most companies and corporations are good, but for those bad ones, they take advantage of people, especially during a pandemic or extreme weather, and they end up jacking up prices.
You're paying $148 more a month on food. It's every month. Average family.
Inflation is easing slightly, but this summer, grocery prices were up around 20% on average since inflation surged more than 3 years ago.
All right, Tobin is joining us now. We have some big games tonight, including one just right down the road.
Yeah, look behind you right now. Here. It's the first ever homecoming for Memorial High School.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Citywide celebration. We're going to have highlights of the game, a preview of the Andrews Memorial game coming up next in sports.
This year, the Day of Giving brought in more than $1.7 million to the more than 200 nonprofits throughout Texoma.
Thank you, Texoma. You've shown that when the people in our community need help, we all pull together, proving once again that Texoma gives to those in need.
Tonight, a News Nation exclusive. They were the most powerful men in the world. But how do these presidents stack up against each other? Best-selling author Bill O'Reilly spotlights America's chief executives.
You're bringing them to life.
Ranking the best.
The Taylor Swift of masculine men.
To the worst.
If I were in a time machine, I'd go back and slap him.
And we'll reveal Bill's pick for the greatest of all time. Leland Biddard hosts Confronting the Presidents. Tonight at 9, 8 Central, only on News Nation.
When it comes time to put your hard-earned money toward a new vehicle, count on Lipscomb Dealerships to give you a better value and car buying experience with friendly, no-pressure sales and quality service backed by a half-century of experience. Save more in the country at our 7 dealerships across Texoma with over 1,000 Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles, plus KTMs and Can-Ams, always on sale at LipscombDealerships.com. Good people, great deals, family-owned since 1979.
The Elks Lodge is having a garage sale to benefit the Sweetheart Fund. Saturday, September 28th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Reserve a spot to sell your goods. We'll be serving breakfast and lunch. The Sweetheart Garage Sale at the Elks Lodge.
Mark your calendars for Thursday, October 10th at 6 p.m. Fashion Night Out is the charity event of the season, benefiting Meals on Wheels Wichita County, featuring a runway fashion show and live auction. For tickets to RSVP and sponsorship opportunities, visit MOWWC.org.
First National Bank, always here for you. Member FDIC.
Now from KFDX3 Sports with Tobin McDuff. This Friday Night Football Game of the Week preview on KFDX is brought to you by MSU Texas.
Week 4 of the Texas high school football season is here. Plenty of action on tap across Texoma under the Friday night lights. Our game of the week is taking place here in Wichita Falls. Time now to catch up with MJ Baird. He's where he'll be all night long on the sidelines at Joe Golding Field, and he joins us now live to preview the action.
Yeah, hey there, Tobin. It's the final non-district game of the year for Memorial High School as the Class 4A Division I Andrews Mustangs are in town. A tough test for the visitors tonight because the Mavericks have been playing really good football, especially offensively, averaging 48 points per game through the first 3 weeks. Let's preview tonight's game with the head coach of the Mavericks. It's Mark Bindle. Coach, 55 points last week, a season high, and you did it without RB1 Kenji Johnson. He didn't play in the game due to injury. The offense didn't seem to miss a beat. How?
Well, I thought really last week Joe and the O-line were clicking on all cylinders. Joe probably had his best passing game since I've coached him, and our receivers really stepped up. They put in a lot of work through 7-on-7 in the summer, and I was pleased for them that their hard work had paid off.
Of course, for those at home, Joe Castles, the quarterback of Memorial High School, just a junior, threw for 5 touchdown passes last week. Let's talk about your opponent tonight, the Andrews Mustangs. I've been told they run that slot T offense, so for local football fans, think Vernon Lions. That's what they might remember. What challenges does that slot T present?
Well, it's just so unique. You don't really see it. You know, I think they've thrown 3 passes all year long, and so we're going to have to come off low. They really do a great job of how they coach it up. It's going to be a challenge being unique, and then they're good at what they do. And so it's going to limit our offensive possessions as well because they're ball control. They control the clock. I don't see us scoring 48 points tonight, but we're going to have to take advantage of our opportunities that we do have and go win a ball game.
Like I said at the top of this live shot here, final non-district game. Next week we got underway with a new season, so to speak. What are you looking for out of your guys in this final tune-up game to prepare for the second half of the year?
Well, I feel like every game we've played a little more physical. We've had slightly fewer penalties each game. I think we want to continue to sharpen up and improve in those areas. We want to block well and tackle. That's really what we're looking for as we head into district. We want to win the game tonight, but obviously we want to come out healthy. We start 0-0 next week.
That's exactly right. Coach, thanks so much. Good luck. We'll talk to you after the game. Tobin, kickoff tonight between Memorial and Andrews set for 7 o'clock here at Joe Golding Field. It's our game of the week here on KFDX. Of course, you can find all of the highlights and the post-game reaction. It's coming your way tonight on Friday Night Football. We're live at 11:35.
Thanks a lot, MJ. Also coming up tonight on Friday Night Football, Iowa Park hosting City View. Less than 9 miles separate these two schools, but they've never met, so they meet tonight for the very first time. Vernon is hosting Frederick, another installment of a Red River Showdown. Electra is hosting Era. Our reigning team of the week looks to improve to 4-0 on homecoming for the Tigers. And Burke Burnett is at Holiday. That's where I'll be tonight as the Bulldogs and Eagles meet for the first time since 1958. And then there's Henrietta hosting Seymour. It's our marquee matchup this week. And here are the updated results. You have voted and you have said Henrietta is going to win tonight, but you still have time until 7 o'clock. You can either scan that QR code on your screen or you can log on to TexomasHomepage.com and vote for the team you think will win this game tonight, the Seymour Panthers or the Henrietta Bearcats. That will do it for tonight's Look at Sports. We'll see you back here after the break.
When it comes to choices, the decision is clear. KFDX3 is your local election headquarters.
Discover your inspiration at MSU Texas. Develop meaningful connections and build skills that last a lifetime.
Welcome to MSU Texas.
Spirit always bold. Visit msutexas.edu for more information.
I really enjoy working with the team at Alliance Power. They're easy to talk to. You can get them on the phone because they're local, and they have very good competitive rates. I would highly recommend Alliance Power.
Alliance Power Company, Texoma's only local electricity provider.
Cologuard?
Cologuard.
Cologuard. Screen for colon cancer.
At home, like you want.
You the man.
Cologuard is for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider for Cologuard.
I did it my way.
Buying pre-owned? Don't go anywhere else until you check out the used car super lot.
Pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Ford, Chevy, and GMC. Kia, Honda, Hyundai, and more. See them all. UsedCarSuperLot.com. Late model and low mileage. A great selection of pre-owned vehicles. All under one roof at the Used Car Super Lot, next to the Ford House.
Go Freeway at Barnett Road.
At Wichita Falls Teachers Federal Credit Union, we're now offering our members mobile wallet services to link Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, and Google Pay. Just another reason to choose Wichita Falls Teachers Federal Credit Union.
Teamwork. 16 years ago, 8 agencies teamed up to make Hands to Hands the success it is today. Standing up for children who deserve a chance. Providing a safe place for abused and neglected children and teens. Working to improve the lives of seniors. Making a difference in the lives of at-risk teens. 100% of your donation to Hands goes directly to the agencies you choose. With Hands to Hands Community Fund, you know where your money goes. Teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you for your support.
You're watching KFDX3 News.
The driver in a fiery crash that left a young mother dead in November 2020 will soon begin a maximum sentence in a state jail. 32-year-old Charles Reyna was set to stand trial on Monday for manslaughter stemming from the fatal crash, where he faced up to 20 years in jail. Instead, this morning, he pled guilty to the lesser offense of criminally negligent homicide. A sentencing hearing has been set for October 3rd, where Reyna will be given the maximum 2-year sentence and will be remanded to custody. Reyna was originally indicted for manslaughter in 2022, more than 18 months after the death of 24-year-old Cheyenne Collinsworth. Authorities say Reyna was driving at high rates of speed at around 3 in the morning in the 2000 block of Hampstead before he lost control and hit a tree, causing the car to catch fire. Collinsworth, the passenger, died at the scene. She was a Seymour High School graduate and the mother of a 2-year-old boy. Reyna was ejected from the vehicle and was later taken to a hospital in Fort Worth with severe injuries. He was on probation for a drug possession charge at the time of the crash, and court records show he's been arrested several times in the past for speeding and for driving while intoxicated.
With the next president uncertain, Texas lawmakers are considering how to expand border security efforts.
The state has spent billions on its own border enforcement through Operation Lone Star. That's happened since 2020. But what's next? Ryan Chandler has this report as lawmakers chart Texas' path on the border.
Texas hard at work, fortifying the border. But that's not Mexico on the other side of this new fence. It's the United States. Lawmakers say they want to prevent migrants from crossing into New Mexico and then coming into El Paso.
We're making people go another way. Now, they still might get back here across the New Mexico border or the Oklahoma border.
In Austin this week, lawmakers grapple with how to continue Operation Lone Star, regardless of the rate of crossings or the next occupant of the White House. This summer, Border Patrol saw the fewest migrant encounters in Texas since January 2021, but they stopped nearly 60,000 people last month. Texas military leaders say Operation Lone Star has apprehended more than 500,000 people since its inception in 2021, decreasing illegal crossings by 85%.
We have paid an incredible price for the deterrence that we've gained.
That price is at least $11 billion. But resources are still finite. With DPS facing more than 500 trooper vacancies, every trooper deployed to the border is a trooper not in another city.
In an ideal scenario, we'll be properly staffed in every region of the state, and we can move away from deployments.
Texas using a relative lull at the border to re-strategize, but with no mind to pull back.
How do we get better? Not backing off, but how do we continue to increase the level of security between the ports of entry so they are deterred, and in the event that the gates are opened?
Ryan Chandler, KFDX3 News.
Well, in other news, Texas ranks 11th for the most fatalities on rural roads, and a new report is outlining just how dangerous they are in comparison to other states. The National Transportation Research nonprofit TRIP found the fatality rate is 2.5 for every 100 million miles traveled on non-interstate roads. That's higher than the national average rate of 2, even when looking at other statewide roads. The study still found Texas has a higher fatality rate of about 1.3 compared to the national average of 1. The report also analyzed pavement condition data on rural roads, where our state ranks 19th in that category. 12% of rural roads are in poor condition, while almost 30% are in mediocre condition. More than 22% of roads are considered fair, while almost 40% are good. This comes as the U.S. faces a $200 million backlog in funding to improve rural roads.
Okay, let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling now in the Weather Center to talk about this weekend. And so these near record temperatures, did we hit another record today, or were we close?
We were just 1 degree off the record today.
Off. So this is about to run out though, right?
Yeah, that's the hope here. And it looks like we might have a little bit of a warm up towards the end of next week, but not like this. Satellite radar right now across the region. We don't see a lot of activity for us here in Texoma. The cloud cover that's out to the west in the Panhandle and West Texas, that will eventually roll in here as we get into the overnight hours, but likely going to be closer to midnight before we see any of that cloud cover start to roll in. Current temperature outside is still pretty hot, 100 degrees for which